song. Together if we're standing side by side, sharing joys and sorrows, not of the tide. The peace is without a vision. Why don't we sing? Perish without a vision strong, and the plunder of the earth cannot go on for very long. Development means more.
ASYG was held in India in 1993 as a pre-gathering to the Ecumenical Global Gathering of Youth and Students. It was then that the 6 worldwide ecumenical organizations felt the great need to revive the ecumenical spirit among the young people worldwide to tackle the major issues confronting the young people. So at this time, we are gathering under the theme of Youth Across Boundaries, Redefining the Culture of Peace. Partly because the UN has its own decade of culture of peace. So this is in response to the worldwide and to the regional chaos happening around us. So it was important for our young people to have a common understanding, a common analysis, and to come up with a collective action on the issue of peace.
Now when we talk about youth across boundaries, two crucial points. Firstly, boundaries. We are not necessarily talking about physical boundaries as in countries, but we are talking about youth coming out of conventional ways of thinking, coming out of the usual ways of doing peace building. And that's where we want to encourage youth to relive their actual youthfulness, to go beyond their limitations. We had a thematic workshop on globalization, issues like militarization, ecumenism, and the environment. We cannot continue our spirituality in Asia without contextualizing it according to what is happening, and that's where the thematic workshops play a role.
Different youth organizations are trying to really promote it in school level, in universities, where we can create platforms for the young people to come together from different religions and do certain activities, It's also in line with peace in the country.
The national presentations are open space where students from the different countries will present a peace building situation in their country. So we hope that from the students sharing, they will learn from each other on how they play a role.
As war and terror is the main issue of all the world, the FATA area, which is the strategic area for bordering Afghanistan, the US military says that most of the Al-Qaeda militants are in Pakistan in this area. So they are killing the innocent people who lives in there when they search for the Al-Qaeda people and militants over there. So we need to have peace in this area. We need the US troops should not bomb over here. So this is one of the main issues.
Some countries which are just starting to learn about freedoms, starting to learn about fundamental rights, they can actually learn from the experiences from other students. But of course, it's important that when they learn, they contextualize it back in their own country. We saw amazing stories from the different students from different countries. We saw how the Philippine students make a stand against political killings. We saw how young people from Thailand try to make dialogue between the conflict situation that's happening now. And not many of us know that countries or states in the Pacific are actually facing a very big environmental problem due to the rising coastlines and waters. And thus the national presentations provide that space.
The young people has a big contribution in nation building. Through that, I think the young people should be aware of the things that are happening in our country and also work in solidarity with the masses, with the people, and try to serve their country, serve the people with all with whatever they can, and also to promote interfaith and peace building among every people, indigenous people, Christian, Muslims, and our leaders as well.
Actually, what youth is the main part of the revolution. Whenever there is a revolution, so similarly we as a young people, and especially the Christians, we need to play a role in peace, because Christianity is a message of peace. So
Open space was that free and safe space where youth could talk about any topic they want. Young people from Australia talking about the Aboriginal struggle. We had the IYCS talking about HIV and AIDS in the Asian context. And we also had open space where we talked about how young people play a role in the violence that's happening around us. How do we make a difference? Movement nights gave a chance for the 6 different components of EasyNet to present themselves.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I will believe. We shall overcome someday.
Through the movement night, our students get to know about each other's organization, build a closer and friendly environment among the different organizations, not just at the regional level but at the grassroots level. We had very good theological reflections through the Bible study. Our Bible reflections use examples from the Bible, stories of various Christian and non-Christian leaders who made a deep impact, especially in social justice. And this is where we see young people, after knowing the realities in Asia, building a bridge to their spirituality, then deciding how to respond. The cultural nights, where everyone had an opportunity to once again express their culture. And this is a night where we spend more time having fun, especially after many days of hard discussions, peace building work. No harm in having some fun, but of course fun that reaffirms our commitment as a family to continue the struggle for peace building.
손으로 지나고 던지 동창달도 온다 저 달이 미란가 찰리 렐니 찰리 렐니 찰리 렐니 찰리 렐니 सोने रब ने बनाया तेरा मेरा 렐नी सोने रब
During our exposure trips, we all experienced the struggles of small groups of people to bring about justice, life, and healing in their local place. At the House of Sharing, we saw mutual support, healing, and people seeking for truth to be spoken. At the Incheon Canal, we saw the harmony of a mountain ecology working together versus the greedy destruction of our natural resources. At Vinyl House, the willingness of young volunteers to give their time and creatively improve the lives of the poor residents. At the Borderless Village, embracing of difference, mutual support and self-help. at life-friendly farming, a commitment to responsibly care for the earth and for its creatures. These things are the conscious choices that create a culture of peace, to choose to care, to choose truth, gentleness and unity over exploitation, selfishness and power.
In South Korea, we have to understand exactly what North Korea is and what the communism is and what the unification policy is. But so far, we didn't know that. We were just brainwashed what communism is. So my first job, most important job, is to teach or to say or to understand, let them know what exact North Korea really is. So on the one hand, they are our brothers. On the other hand, they are our enemy. But we are forced to consider them as enemy only in the past. I don't think it's desirable and possible for us to unite in the near future. It'll take time, and we need time. So first of all, we have to understand each other, and then at least I think 5 or 10 years later then we may unify. How can we make unification? As far as we insist capitalism only, on the other hand, North Korea insists socialism only. So we can find the third way, what between.
For me, it's the first time to be here. I think it's a great chance for me to see and experience, since they have a very sad situation. Even they have the same language, one nation, one people. They are being divided into two parts. I have learned something that we need to unite, and we have to be aware of the powerful country that can make us something better.
This training camp is connected with the U.S. Army's the strategy. And now the U.S. Army now change their role and transform their duty. Before, the role of the U.S. Army was defend South Korea from North Korea especially. But nowadays, the U.S. Army have a plan. 어떤 표현이요? 다른 곳을 to attack another country. There are many U.S. bases in South Korea, and the place is a criminal place. There are so many rape and violence by U.S. soldiers. According to the SOPA status of forces agreement, they didn't stand on the Korean court. They judged by the U.S. court. Our government and the U.S. Army is one company. They are friends. They want to buy this land by legal force because the negotiation is failed. Some people want U.S. Army must be based on this our land. So other people, no, we don't need the U.S. Army. We want to live here. We don't want Mugoni training camp. They kill us. Yankee go home. Every day here they have a candlelight campaign here, 8:30 p.m.
We express our warm solidarity solidarity to the struggles of the villagers here, protecting their rights to own land. It also means to protect your right to life.
무건리 훈련장 확장 막아내고 고향을 지키자! 내 고향 우연리에서 살고 싶다! 훈련장 확장! 중단하라!
ASYG has been a wonderful opportunity for us, the young people, coming from the different organizations and countries to be together in solidarity and in fellowship. The ASYG has been a very good venue to have an in-depth look on the different peace and justice issues that we are facing as young people. The ASYG has enabled us to see the world in a very different light, the kind of which that we are more challenged to join and be a part of a wider community in collectively responding in the issues and concerns of the whole inhabited earth and the issues of our people as well. ASYG has enabled us to redefine peace, the kind of peace that is pro-people and the kind of peace that is based on justice. We as young people vow to work and fight for peace, the kind of peace that enables life for all.
Without a vision strong, and the victims of oppression call to us to sing their song. We can sing it together if we're standing side by side, sharing joys and sorrows like the flowing of the tide. The people will perish without a vision strong.
Let's give a big thanks. Let's stand everyone and give a big hand. Please stand and give a big hand.